have some very interesting sessions coming up. And the next one coming up is about what's new in SAP Fiori Elements. And I have with me Sebastian and Stefan, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing their presentation. So off you go. Have fun.
All right, thank you, Nico. Let me share my screen real quick and see if that works. It should work, right? You just should see the PowerPoint now. Okay, perfect. So welcome, everybody. Today we're going to talk about Fiori Elements and Fiori tools, of course. And I wanted to mention real quick and thank Nico for the invitation for this great event. I hope we have a lot of topics today that will help you understand Fiori Elements and also where we're going with Fiori Elements and what's going to come real soon and a little bit in the future. I wanted to briefly mention that Stefan is actually in Palo Alto, so it's 2 a.m. for him, which is quite rare. But of course, we're going to go through everything and see what we can tell you. So let me briefly start with the first 10 minutes with an introduction to what is Fiori Elements and why you should use it. If you are an expert in Fiori Elements, if you worked with Fiori Elements before, no problem. Go grab a coffee, come back in 5 to 10 minutes. There's going to be an exciting announcement as well for an event and also our roundtable. So don't go too far and too long. So come back. So who are we, first of all? So my name is Sebastian Werner. I'm a product manager. And with me, I have Stefan Engelhardt, who is a development architect and all-around wizard when it comes to Fiori Elements and Fiori tools. So for the people that are new and are in this session to learn the basics of Fiori Elements and Fiori tool, we're going to keep this brief. There's plenty of upskilling tutorials out there from our department, which you can look up to, but we're going to have a brief introduction to the topic and then we'll go into demos for everything upcoming and new. So Fiori Elements is a pro-code framework that enables developers to basically build Fiori applications real quick. This whole thing is built on OData and of course an SAP backend, and it offers predefined templates that you can populate with your data and basically build a Fiori app in like no time. This is also why S/4HANA builds most of the apps internally at SAP with Fiori Elements. So 80% of all new app development within our department, so S/4HANA, is done by Fiori Elements with templates and building blocks. But we're going to go to that building block and template topic a little bit later. So if you look at the ecosystem of where we sit with Fiori Elements, you can see up top there's the design system, which is called Fiori, of course. And there's this Fiori design guidelines and everything. And then there's tools and technology which enable you to build Fiori apps quickly, or depending on your use case, also with UI5 Freestyle. But of course, we want to focus today on Fiori Elements and Fiori tools. But you can see this is the focus of today's session. So Fiori tools, SAP UI5, because the Elements framework is built on UI5. And this is going to be the focus for today. So what do you get with Fiori Elements and Fiori tool out of the box? So you boost developer productivity because it's standardized. We have standardized floor plans, which have baked in accessibility, the design language is there, it's upgrade safe, and all of that good stuff that you get out of the box. Then it drives you its consistency because it always has the newest theme. So right now we are on Morning Horizon when it comes to Fiori. Fiori Elements also delivers the Morning Horizon theme and also for the building blocks. And of course, it's enterprise ready. So as I said, accessibility, design language, and all the latest and greatest features that we can bake into the product are in there, which makes it incredibly easy for you to build Fiori apps. So why did we do what we did? And we went with Fiori Elements in the first place. So the history of Fiori began in 2013. And of course, there were a few apps back then with the old theme. And then it basically snowballed into a lot of apps internally and externally. And then at some point we said, like, okay, we need to create a framework that makes it easy for developers externally and internally to develop apps, because most of the apps that you are using out there are built on the 80% case, which I'm going to show you now. So these are our standard floor plans that we have right now. So there's the list report and the object page. These two usually go together. And then there's the analytical list page and the overview page. There's also more, but these are also variant of the ones you see on screen. So these are the most used, of course, and this is also what we're going to focus on today, mostly for the demos and all of that stuff. There is a new thing with OData V4 now, which we're calling building blocks, which is an in-between between a floor plan and a freestyle app, more or less. So the building blocks are, as the name suggests, are building blocks. So are blocks that you can basically put into your Fiori app. And these building blocks are not full-size floor plans, but just parts of it. But they benefit from the same attributes that the Fiori Elements floor plans have, basically. So they have the design built in, they have accessibility built in, and they have like behaviors like draft handling and side effects automatically. This is what you get out of the box with those building blocks if you want to start with a blank page and just use the building blocks and build around it. Of course, this means lower maintenance cost at the end. So we're going to look at this a little later. This whole thing that I talked about now, so floor plans, building blocks, but also you have the possibility to build your app in Freestyle UI5 if you have a use case which requires you to basically do everything from scratch. This is what we call the flexible program model. So as you can see on the left side, there's the efficiency part. This would be Fiori Elements. And then on the right side, you have the full flexibility, whatever you want to do with Freestyle UI5. But there's also a golden middle, which we call now building blocks. And as I said, these are blocks that you can use also with the Freestyle app. And you get all out of the box functionality, like with our floor plans in Fiori Elements. So what do you need in order to get this magic? You need a data source of some kind. Of course, we suggest S4HANA data source. And then you need a programmer model like the ABAP programmer model like RAP or CAP, right? So the cloud application programmer model or the RESTful programmer model from ABAP. And then with OData V4, you can basically populate these floor plans with annotations. How do we provide a simple way to set all of this up? So this is where Fiori Tools come in. So Fiori Tools is available for VS Code, but also the Business Application Studio. The Fiori Tools are a simplified way of generating Fiori apps. So you get stuff like guided development and everything out of the box, and it makes it incredibly easy for you to build your Fiori apps. Also, in the future, of course, supported by Joule. There's going to be, or maybe some of you already seen this, but there's going to be some Gen AI cases which might come up in the future, which makes it incredibly easy for you to build Fiori apps also with Gen AI. And we'll have a little bit of not a Gen AI demo, but a Runtime AI demo a little bit later for smart summarization and easy filter. If you want to see the Gen AI stuff, then I would say we have an upcoming opportunity for each customers out there. It's on the 19th of November at the SAP App House in Heidelberg. And this is going to be called the SAP Fiori Innovation Day. So this is a Fiori Elements, Fiori Tools, but also Fiori in general, a day just for you customers to learn with hands-on session, with presentations, the latest and greatest, but also basic stuff. This is free for customers. You can register, you come to Heidelberg. It's a one-day event with great food, with good drink, and a lot of SAP experts there. So if you have questions, bring them. For partners, you can sponsor the event. If you want to sponsor, you can reach out to me. But also we do a special partner enablement training, which you can also request through me. So if you're interested in upskilling on Fiori Elements and Fiori Tools, just reach out to me and we'll make it happen. Okay, so customers, I'll leave the QR code 5 more seconds if you want to scan it, and it will lead you directly to the registration page. And as I said, it's for customers, it's completely free. So show up, enjoy the content, and have a great day at the App House in Heidelberg. Next opportunity that I want to mention, a lot of you might already know this, but I suspect there's a few new people in the room as well. We have a monthly roundtable. So the Fiori Elements and Tools Roundtable is a monthly call where we actually present the latest and greatest, but also we have open Q&A. The whole team is in there. If you have questions, you can bring them to the roundtable. We have most of the time a dedicated slot reserved for Q&A in every roundtable that we do, but we also have rollout session with new topics. or sometimes the ABAP folks present some stuff in our roundtable as well. So we try to mix and match to have like the greatest content possible for our community as well. So this is an opportunity. If you scan the QR code, it will get you to a registration page, and then you can get a calendar invite, which is recurring on a monthly basis, and this will lead you to the Fiori Elements and Fiori Tools roundtable. So now, this was a little bit of an introduction. Everything that you've seen in those slides, you're going to see now in action. So that second part of this whole presentation that we have for you, the slides are over, basically. Slides are done. We're now focusing on the latest and greatest, but also maybe for some of you have already seen this to some extent, but of course, it's still cool, and we want to showcase what we've been doing over the last couple of weeks and months, and also what's to come in the future, give a little bit of an outlook, but that's gonna come a little bit later in the demo part. But I will hand over to Stefan now, and Stefan will actually talk a little bit about the Fiori Flexible Programmer Model Explorer and the tree table. So Stefan, take it away.
Exactly. So the Flexible Programming Model Explorer, so this is the easiest way to explore our extensibility capabilities with live samples, and I'll show you how to get there. So when you open the UI5 demo kit, so it's ui5.sap.com, and you go to documentation, there is the chapter about developing apps with SAP Fiori Elements. So make sure you have bookmarked this page, so you have all important links here on this page, what you need to know. Also very interesting, check out the tutorials, courses, and blogs. And here I can then launch the Flexible Programming Model Explorer. So here it's again a bit a repetition what Sebastian already said. So here's some description about it. Also one thing very important, it's not anymore like you might know it from Fiori Elements for OData v2, where you might have started with Fiori Elements and you build an app, and the requirements changed and developed, and at some point you said, okay, maybe the object page is still a fit, but the list report needs to be too different, and then it could have happened that you went back to square one and you created a freestyle app so that you are able to make the list report page or the list page very flexible. And so this is not the case anymore with Fiori Elements for OData v4. So there you can also then, if you, for example, want to change the list report more, you can also replace it with a custom page. And so there you get in an empty page, you can use our building blocks on it, you can use raw UI5 controls, and with that you can just continue with your app and you don't need to rebuild it as complete freestyle. So maybe then a custom list report, and the standard object page can still be used. And that's an important learning with this change from OData v2 to v4. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the extension points. So you might know if you worked with Fiori Elements for OData v2, we have at also in v4 at various places extension points. For example, a custom section. So you use the standard object page. You want to integrate a control which is not there in standard. For example, a Gantt chart, a network graph, a geomap or so. Then you can get an island within the object page where you then can put controls in. So you see here, this is a custom section. Below these are the standard section. Here again, a custom section. And you can here on the right side, you can check out the sample. So you see here custom section, and then you see here the page is in the what is the mode, and you see it here. And you can even change it. Can write here further text, and so it updates here on the left. So also a good thing to just quickly try out something to see how it works. Also what I mentioned, custom page. So when you want to replace, for example, the list page with a page where you want to have these tiles here on top, so then you can still use here our building block. So you can see this here. There's the VBox with the tiles with it, and below here is on the this here selection. This is the table as it is also used in our list report. So you can then here also even you for the table you don't need to start from scratch, but you can just leverage what you already had in the list report, so the annotations, and this table here comes full-fledged with all the features you also have in the list report. Also here described even more. Then what we also have is here our building blocks. There's a description how to use these building blocks also in a custom app, so you don't use templates maybe, but you just want to have a view and a controller and you want to make use of the building blocks, and then you can also do that. And here is a description what you need to do. For example, that you need to extend our app component and not use the generic UI5 one, and yeah, further steps to follow, and then you can use our building blocks. Then here we have also samples of our building blocks. I want to show the table real quick. So there you can see various samples of it, also then test out some features. We also have here some more samples with various options. There's also some new things in the table you might have not seen yet. So for example, we have a generic context menu now, so which replicates the actions from the toolbar. So here's just a delete action, but if there would be more actions, it would be here in addition. And you can also say, okay, you select these 3 rows you want to delete, so you can just select them, right click, and yeah, you get that out of the box. Also, one new thing is copy pasting. So I can then, for example, here say I select these rows, or maybe I just select these this text here, and then you can copy it, and you have an Excel sheet, and you can just paste it. And this is also something which was wished by many customers. So that this copy and paste you might know from subQuery tables, so that we also have it in Fiori. And also that, like the generic context menu and also the selection you get for free when you use our table building block or when you use the table in the list report or object page. You find here also more building blocks, filter bar, chart, for example, also the rich text editor in the meantime. Yeah, check it out. So it really helps you to get quicker to your desired result. And also interesting, we have here some controller extension documentation. For example, we have some functions or some for the edit flow. So for example, editing is critical in your app. So you want to make sure that the user understands the risk. So you can then here hook into the edit. And you see here on the right, there's an on before edit. And so here, for example, you can make the user aware, okay, hey, editing is critical. Please be aware, okay, this and this could be the consequence. Also, we have here some more, for example, routing extensibility and so on. So also there with samples, which you can try out, and always you can check out here on the right side, then the code. You can also modify it and then see the result. Then 2 things which are also often coming up, not related to flexible programming model, but because they are often question is side effects and value helps. And here you can find samples of typical value helps. And there you can then also try them out. You get the annotations for it. And also likewise for the value help. Also there you have samples, for example, want to have a value help with a select control. So then you see here the documentation or the description, what do you need to do? And then you can also try it out here, and yeah, how it then looks like in the form here, for example. Okay, so this was a bit the flexible programming model Explorer. And then there's also another feature we want to quickly show. There is, we use the ABAP feature showcase. If you're looking for it, if you don't know it yet, just Google for ABAP Fiori feature showcase. And this will then lead you here. And this is from the RAP team. So you can also clone it to your system. And one thing which we jointly developed is the tree view, aka tree table. And so you might know the tree table from Fiori Elements for OData v2 already. So there's the smart table, which can show a read-only tree table. We also have the tree now already for ABAP RAP in read-only, but we're also working on make it editable so that you can change data in the tree table, add new nodes, even move them with drag and drop. And so this is also something to expect probably for next year. Here you can find then a description how you can get the tree table in RAP. The CAP colleagues, by the way, are also already working on it. So also there you can expect the tree table. So here you find then a description. So what like the database table, for example, should have the CDS views are described here, and the how this hierarchy can be implemented in the in ABAP. And when you clone the feature showcase, you can then also try it out in your ABAP system. Or if you don't have a ABAP system with the latest version, but you still want to take a look, then you can also use ABAP Cloud on BTP, because there you have the latest and greatest, and there you can try it out. And here's also a link to the documentation from our RAP colleagues, where you also then have some documentation about it, how you can achieve it. And I also have here we have a sample in the FPM Explorer at the tables, where you can get an idea how this tree table then looks like. So here we have this expandable and collapsible tree table. Can also have multiple levels. There's also here some convenience to collapse all, to expand all. Also, search is working. Also, we have the paging enabled, so you can also make tree tables with large data sets, also not a problem. And even the Excel export is working. So when you download this Excel, so you will also have in the Excel you also have these trees in there, so that you can expand and collapse the rows. Yeah, as mentioned, for RAP, it's already available, and for CAP, it's coming up. And if you want to try it out in ABAP, just take a look at their documentation, so it's well described. And in general, the recommendation, so we have this feature showcase. It has many samples of what you can do. So of typical samples, not every feature, but of many of them. And there you can also easily see, you, for example, want to have a progress indicator, and then you can just search here for the for progress, for example, and then you get the live samples. You can check the code, and get it very easy then be done in your app, because you can just copy the code, or you know how it works then. Okay, and with that, I would hand back to Sebastian with more demos.
Okay, thank you, Stefan. I'm just going to briefly share my screen. Maybe I'll try it full screen for once. Okay, you should see my screen full screen now. So what I'm going to show you right now is something that will come out actually next week. So it's going to come with UI 5 version 1.130. So we're enabling key user adaptation and also manifest changes together with. So I'm going to show you a little demo now. This is all local. This is maybe a little small. Maybe I'll just.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can you crank up the font size a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna populate the app real quick, and then I'm just gonna share the individual window. I think that's a better way of doing it, because I mean the VS Code is cool to see, but it doesn't do anything. Okay, now you should see the travel app, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. All right. Okay. Cool. So what I'm going to show you right now is 2 adaptations that you can do on the AI level. We're enabling this for key users. So adaptation in a Fiori Elements app is usually always the same thing. You go to your user top right, and then you click Adapt UI. Then you can see, okay, there's UI adaptation and visualization and everything, and you can basically save this as a variant of the app. So what I want to do right now is change the bar up top, and then as you can see, you can right click in it, and then you have the button of configuration. This configuration button will also show up on the table down below, but we're gonna go there a little bit later. So if I say I need a clear button, so you will see as a key user, you will see all the possibilities that you have here, and I want to use this to add a clear button right now. So if I click apply, and then of course I have to save it. And then let's say, okay, this is V1, confirm, right? And then I don't know why my save button is grayed out. It's a little weird right now. Okay, let's reload. All right, okay, so it already saved. As you can see, I just basically added the clear button here, which then you can also use in everything. And this is one example of how you do key user adaptation on UI level. What we also can show you is basically if you want to configure all of this. So let's say we don't want to load initially. We're just going to click apply and then save again. And then we say V2 and then reload the app. And then we can basically say, all right, I need to adapt UI again. Click on the table configuration, and then you can see you have more option here. So I want to add filtering now, which gives me the possibility actually on this little icon up here. I'm going to show you quick. So apply. And then I'm going to reload again. It will now give me a sorting up here, which we can also see that I made the change in the UI level. And there's a lot of more to come, but these are just 2 quick ways of basically adapting your UI as a key user to your need, and also scale this across your enterprise or whatever you want to do. And this is, as I said, available next week with 1.130. And if you have that UI 5 version, you can just use it out of the box. Okay, let me quickly unshare. So the next demo that I wanted to show you is going to be recently entered values. I'm just going to look for it real quick because I have a lot of windows open here. Yes, here we are. Okay, I'm just going to reload the demo system real quick for you. Because it locked me out. All right, so just briefly share. I'm going to share my screen. You should be able to see the app now on the left side. So what I want to do now is show you what we call recently entered values. So if you're a power user and you're entering a lot of stuff all the time, you can now, or you have the ability to have suggestions here if you're typing stuff in, that you can see what you've done before. So what I want to do now is give you a brief demo of how this is actually working. So I'm just going to create a little bit of a demo scenario here. So I'm going to put in everything that I need for this scenario. So I need a distribution channel. I need the division. Basically, it's going to be 0, 0. Oops. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to click continue. And then you can see, okay, this is the object page now. I created a new sales order. And I have to do one more step. This is just for convenience to basically skip all of the stuff that you would need to enter in here, right? So, so to party, this is my code. So this is my customer. Basically, I'm just going to create the sales order real quick and save. Incomplete. We know that. Okay, but it has been saved. So if I go back now to where I put all the good parts in here right now. Oops, that's too far. Copy the link again and go to the first page. So if I click on create again, what it does basically, if you click in here, then you can see, okay, this is my recently entered values basically. And if I'm a power user, of course, I'm going to do this over and over again. And you get the last 5 recently entered values sorted by a few different attributes that you can also adjust. And this is true for all the feeds you can see here. There's the sales organization, distribution channel. You can see I put in this wasn't here before, enter division. And this is what we call, this is a quality of life update. I think this will be good for a lot of users who have or enter the values all the time, and maybe you have to duplicate it sometimes and everything, and it makes it convenient and easy to put in your data, and of course be faster, and then your quality of life in your app will change, of course. Okay, so this was the second little demo. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to show you a little bit of a Runtime AI demo right now, which is exciting for us because this is already available on public cloud. So let me share, let me switch my screen real quick. All right, here we go. Going to reload real quick because we know how that goes usually. Okay. So, whoop, the whole thing. All right, so this is now a demo where we will use the latest Runtime AI features that we have for Fiori Elements. As I said, this is available in public cloud, but it will also later come to private cloud. Hopefully, there's no promises there, but of course, we're looking into all the options here. So what I'm going to do right now is basically, you see the filter bar up top. That's the standard filter bar. Most of you will know this if you worked with a Fiori app. What we have now is a little toggle up top here where you can see those little stars. Those little stars usually indicate, okay, there's some AI behind it. There's some smart filters behind it. There's some summarization going on there. So I'm going to switch this filter bar up top to a text field. And this text field is basically, whoops, come on. Okay, this text field is basically where you can use now your natural language in order to sort the list that you get below. Let me just quickly click on go. That you can see this is we have some demo data in here. And if I want to basically put in a prompt right now, which is called, just going to copy this over real quick because I don't want to do any typos. Show me our open sales order with a delivery date in October 2024. So as you can see, there is a requested delivery date here, and it's really unsorted. So if I want to put in my natural language and order this in whatever form we want, this is now the prompt that I'm going with. It should, and it will show me only the open sales orders with delivery date in 2024. Which it didn't do right now, which is great. Let me type this. Show me all open sales deliveries with date October 2024. Okay, let's try this again. No, it still doesn't do it. I'm very sorry, but this is a live demo, so sometimes stuff like this happens. Stefan, you have any suggestions what I did wrong?
It's only in October 2024. So
Oh, it
so
is. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking
so-
at the year.
okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was looking at the
Ah.
year and I was confused. Okay. This makes a lot of sense, or at the day. This one makes a lot of sense. So this system is actually smarter than me because I looked at the wrong figure. So AI for the win, I guess, at the end of the day. I'm sorry about that. Um, so it is correct. Thankfully, it was also correct when I typed it slightly differently, apparently, because I did it twice for no reason. But thank you for sticking with me. So this is part one of the demo. So this is actually using the natural language in a type field, basically, to get whatever you want. What you can also do is get a summary of the object. So I'm just drilling down into the object page right here. And we now have a smart summarization button up top, top right, where you can actually see there's a lot of data on there. So there's a lot of specific stuff on that page. But most of the things might be relevant, might not be relevant. So if you want to send this over to any kind of colleague or maybe your boss or something like this, you can now quickly summarize everything on this page and you can make specific selections, what you want to see there. So from a content point of view, it gives you everything, but you can pick and choose, and then you will click continue, and it will give you a summarization of this page. It takes a minute, of course. Yeah, here we go. So introduction, key highlights, summary statistics. So we'll dense it down to a more convenient level in order for you to send it to someone. And what you can do with it, of course, you can copy all. There's a button below here, and you can paste it into an email, paste it to Teams, wherever you want it, and basically send it over. And then people will not, or you don't have to send a screenshot, because usually what I do usually is like sending a screenshot or something like this if I wanna highlight certain sections. But like with the key summarization here, it makes it incredibly easy to send it to anyone who should get the summary of your work item here. Yeah, and these were the two Runtime AI demos as a closer to our session. As I said, there is a Gen AI demo that we can do, and we will do on the Fiori Innovation Day on the 19th of November in Heidelberg. So if you want to sign up for that, just Google it if you were running late to the session. It's a free customer event, and you can just sign up for it and have a great day with that and learn about all the things Fiori elements and Fiori tools. So the old stuff and also the new stuff that we're going to do in the future. So thank you very much from our side, and I will hand back to Nico.
All right, thank you so much. We had just a question coming up in the chat. Maybe we can talk about that. It's which version of UI 5, I think, is needed to get the AI option in the filter bar. I responded that this is available for S4 public cloud. Not sure which UI5 version it is, but it's probably not the UI5 version that is sufficient. Like you need the
This is
counterpart
latest
to
and
speak
greatest.
to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So thanks very much. I think we covered all the other questions in the chat. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I will have a few links shared in the chat. So we do have the validation tutorial for this session. Just put the link in the chat. And we do have more Devtoberfest sessions coming up. Next one, starting in 21 minutes from now, is actually also Fiori related, about how to create a Fiori app from a ABAP business object. So you might want to check that one out. And then we do have another session later today about server-side pre-rendering of UI5 apps together with CAP. That sounds very interesting as well. So thanks very much, Stefan and Sebastian. Especially thanks to Stefan for staying up super late. As you said, it's middle of the night for him. And yeah, with that, thank you so much and hope to see you soon in another session. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Everyone.
Okay, cool. Vielen Dank.
Bitte, bitte.